Hey everybody, George Williams Sr. here. Hey, I'm modifying my AXIAL tires. So as you can see, excuse me, I marked them out, pulled the foam out of the tires. Tried running it without the foam in the tires, but the sidewalls are too soft, so it ends up flopping over when you turn and rolling off the sidewall. So we're going to modify these, and I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. I got my hot wire here, and I've marked these out. Excuse me. I've marked these out as a general reference for depth and placement. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut into the foam at an angle and then pull out to make a hooked notch. So line this up here. I'm going to burn in a diagonal. Burn down to my mark on my side, hoping that the other side is close, and then I'm going to pull back a diagonal and cut a notch out. So there, see that notch, see how it's hooked? So we'll do it again. Burn in, an angle. Now the reason I'm moving my hot wire is if I leave it in one spot, the act of melting the foam actually cools the wire off. So if I keep moving my wire to a spot that hasn't cooked, then I keep a hot piece of wire cutting foam. Back. Now not every cut's going to be exactly perfect, but what you end up with is something that looks like this. And the idea is, as this tire rolls, these diagonal cuts will actually fold down like that and give me a little more squishier grip, but they're not totally removed, so the rubber part of my tire just doesn't totally squish, but it'll give me a little more squishier grip. And then the other thing I did, as you can see, I siped these to give these a little more center flex in the middle, so that can squish down a little bit more, have a little flexibility there. But the sidewalls remain solid so I don't fold over my sidewall. So anyway, I'm going to keep working on this. I'll show you what it looks like when it's all done. So there you have it. Got them all notched out. Siphoned them in the middle. It's not exactly perfect, but it will work. And it makes it a little more squishier instead of the solid stiff foam. Breaks it up a little bit. So now to put them in the wheels. You can see how squishy those are without the foam in there. Just way too soft. They tend to roll off the sidewall. All right, we'll get this opened up. So there you can see the tire with the foam replaced back in it after I did some surgery. You can see it's like a low pressure tire now, right there, versus what it looks like with the foam completely out of it. I saw the dog here. But totally looks flat there, but this will work. And just a little bit of pressure down, you can see how the tire deforms, squishes to the ground. It'll give me a lot more grip. Looking forward to that. So hey, so what I'm thinking, and I'm inserting these so that they fit forward on the wheel because the way I'm thinking is as this is rolling forward, it'll collapse like that, and it'll give it a little resistance to collapsing, so it won't be quite as squishy. Whereas if I had them backwards and they rolled up, they collapse a lot easier. Anyway, that's the way my brain is analyzing this. I may be wrong on the physics of it, but that's what I'm doing. So I'm putting the hook part to the front of the tire so it rolls into the hook instead of away from the hook. All right, get these stuffed in here. And these are the Mickey Thompson tires that came with the kit, straight out of the box. They're pretty soft and squishy, but I think adding the foam in here, with it being cut, dissected up, will give it just a little more grip. It's not quite as stiff as solid foam. So that's going to be cool. Getting all this stuff put back in. Big shout out to my buddy Glenn, part of North State Scale Modelers, for tutoring me a little bit on some of this stuff, because this is all new to me, the RC side. So it's a fun new segment of model building and crafting and having a lot of fun. So yeah, thank you, Glenn, and thank you, North State Modelers, for all the fun and the excitement of getting involved with building models, building RCs, just having fun. All right, show what it all looks like when it's done. So there you have it. We took a fair amount of foam out of those tires. And now we're going to give it a try. So we're going to see how this works. This is one of my Masonite drawing boards, and when my RC was out in the creek and I was testing it with the way the tires were before, there's no way it would climb up something slick like this. It had a hard time climbing up rocks that weren't even this steep. So let's see if my modifications to my tires do what I'm hoping they'll do. Can it climb this slick board? And that is obviously too steep. Let's back it down a little bit and see what happens. Alright, that's not too much farther back. Let's see if that'll climb that. Now remember, this is a really slick board. Will it climb? Still too steep. How about a little bit farther down? Will it climb that? That's getting closer to, it's a little over 45 degrees, I think. Probably about 50 degrees. Will it climb about 50 degrees on this slick board? Oh, it's trying. Let's take it down a little longer. Whoop. That looks more like 45 degrees there on this slick Masonite board. Will it climb? Oh yeah, look at that go. Tires are squishing down a little more than they would in the back with that weight on there. you can see the front suspension as it comes up on the board. Watch the front suspension unload. So it actually wants to tip over backwards right there. That front suspension almost completely unloads. But it's climbing. So I think it'll climb probably something steeper. That's a rock or something. This masonite's pretty slick. And the sidewalls aren't rolling all over. So I think we're in good shape there. Got a lot of dog hair on the floor. Yeah, you can see those wheels squishing there. Sidewalls aren't rolling over. Tires aren't collapsing. I think we're on to something. I think that'll work.